so great when it just like randomly disconnects you for no reason? Isn't that just so wonderful? In every possible way, and it doesn't piss me off at all. Yeah, stream is back. Yeah, sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. Learn how Tails from Sonic does it. Do you have two tails or one tail, Haru? It's back, just reload. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, just like, yeah, I'm just gonna continue playing the video. This time with audio this time, not be stupid and forget to not turn that on.
Fairies are allergic to iron, so you might want to carry around an iron tool just in case.
That is
Why are
true.
they allergic to iron? I don't know, but according to my contact, it's man-made and it makes them sick. So, carry a little bit on you, whether it's from a belt buckle or even pieces of your glasses. That'll do. Of course, if your aim is to attract a good fairy, you might want to take those things off, but I'll act on the side of caution. Another thing that the Unseelie are afraid of? Loud noises and church bells. I don't know where you're going to find a church bell that's easy enough to carry, but on your phone, if you have loud air horn noises or anything like that pulled up, just in a moment's notice, that'll work fine.
See, I mean, I feel that makes sense because I feel like when you're tiny, like at least how I interpret it, you would be a lot more sensitive to hearing. Um, like things would be way louder, and just like things like horns or bells and whatnot would probably drive you crazy. And I say this as a person who already, even before she was turned into a fairy, was already very sensitive to loud noises. Like, makes sense. Fairy Pokemon are weak to steel type. Yeah, they are. Mm-hmm. Would get immunity, but they would become weak to plastic. That would also make sense, considering just like plastic is kind of harming the environment. You know what I mean, it's kind of like how just like in Pokemon, since we talked about fairies are weak to poison because poison would like be harmful. Like pollution and stuff would be harmful to the environment. So, um, wait, turned into Dune. Oh, did you not know that, Haru? Did you? Well, okay. I say that as if I make my lore well known, but just like I don't really talk about my lore all that much. But yeah, no. To give a long story short, I was not born a fairy. I was never born a fairy. I was born as a human. For a good maybe 19, 20 years of my life before I entered a forest when I wasn't supposed to. Had some tea with a witch, and then I ended up becoming a fairy, and I'm the only fairy in my forest since the rest of the fairies are extinct. So that's fun. That's been the case. I'm not gonna give people shit for it because, like, again, it's not something I talk about. I am working on a lore thing to just like better explain like my backstory, but that's probably not gonna be for some time, sadly. Especially since like I am focusing like on other expenses. But next year, I would love to get started on it. Miss that. That's so. So did you learn not to take foods or drinks from strangers? After having tea time, yes. Yes, I did. Well, that, and it's also been a while, yeah. So, yeah. I don't get to talk my lore all that much. I mean, just like, I wonder if I should make that redeem, or just, like, have that be, like, a command, just, like, you put in, like, exclamation lore, and then, I'll probably put in just, like, okay, here's what is available, here's what lore is available, and whatnot. Totally not related. Want a biscuit? Oh, sure, Haru. Sure, I'll accept a biscuit. So kind of like a Q&A? Kind of. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing a Q&A if people want to ask questions about like my backstory and stuff like that. I was thinking more so like just like you put in a command and whatnot, or well, actually, if we're talking about like the redeem idea, then yeah, I guess that would be kind of like be a Q and A basically, but with my lore. Also, hi, Flame Crystal. Or a Q&A of your lore in general. Yeah, maybe at some point, if people are interested, I could do a Q&A. Like probably like either do a video on it or like a live stream and answer people's questions about like my lore. Um, hydrate. All right, thank you for the hydrate. Much appreciate it. I'm definitely into. All right, we can like probably like figure that out. Maybe just like was the water was laced with gross. Don't trust food and drinks from strangers. Proceeds to accept a drink from a stranger. Well, okay, Hans, you're not really a stranger. You're not a stranger. I would say you're my friend. What the fuck? You do this time, you fucking. Why is the city so small? Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Also, stop calling me a pixie, you bitch. That city was that tiny when I got here. No. Wow. Screw you. It wasn't the biscuit this time. Oh my god. Since does that mean she has met the Hollow Knight? Uh, uh, hmm. That's a good question. Also, like, apparently. Wait, when you say the Hollow Knight, do you mean like the pure vessel, or are you talking about like the little, like, the knight from the first game? Dooney is the perfect size for as we know. I see what it is, bitch. uh, to it, but you fucked it. Wow, Katie, you bitch. But yeah, I guess I am a good size for Asri, huh? Hmm? Would be a shame if I got fed something that would make me bigger. I think you'd be like boss size for Hollow Knight, I think. Yeah, the sizes in Hollow Knight are complicated because you can't really get a consistent answer. I know for like Hornet, people are saying she's like what, a foot and 7 inches, which is kind of crazy because like that's a big bug. So it's just like it's either just like like with the Hollow Knight series, like all the creatures are just like I would say maybe a foot or so tall, or they're just like actual bug size. I think that's way too much. Yeah, like it's kind of hard to say because, like, of course, we don't actually see any humans in the Hollow Knight series. It's just like, other bug folk and whatnot. And I think occasionally we'll see like big, like things of like spools and whatnot. But that's about it in terms of like size comparisons. Um, there's nails, I suppose. Yeah, yeah. Which you think those would do, but apparently not. Also, odds are starting soon. Just as a heads up, everyone. I mean, there are ants with two types of them: the enemy and the ones crawling on the ground. Yeah, just gonna not care about bugs fables over there. Yeah, I will play that game eventually, Katie. Just you wait. Wait, speaking of nails. Mm-hmm. Let's see, what was I talking about? But yeah, at some point, I would love to do a Q&A stream or just like a Q&A stream just like about my war if anyone wants to ask questions. Either that or I might make it, actually it might be more feasible if I made it into like a video. Isn't your sword a needle made of iron? Huh. I did not think about that. Hold on. Hold on. Let me shrink that back down real quick. I did not think about that. Hold on. Okay, so. Oh, That's a really good question, huh? I didn't really think about that, I'm gonna be honest. Hmm. Well, I guess I'm not allergic to iron. Or that was a specific type of steam. I mean, it's probably still not iron, though. Uh, I mean, if it's steel, then yeah, I guess like it wouldn't affect me. But if it's iron, then that would probably affect me more. Yeah. Okay. Let me go back to being big and being in this outfit. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Maybe some human parts of you are still there from before you got turned. That is possible. It is possible for that to be the case. Um, the war deepens. Yeah, like you're giving me ideas I'd never really considered for my war yet. And granted, even like honestly, this video gives me ideas for what to do with my war. Honestly, because like of course, like I'm still writing it as we speak, and like I'm still like working it on it like every now and then. Um, it's a little bit of progress, but it is progress. So little by little, yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to get that comic done soon. It's taking a while because my new OC model took priority, and I'm also going to Expo in November. But once all that is done, I'll probably like start like because Prince Hans is also working on this comic, so like I'll probably like if he's available, commission him like, hey, can you work on a few of these pages? Um, but borrowers are a type of Fae after. Yeah, I was mentioning borrowers earlier. I so want to read that comic. Yeah, and I'll promise that you'll get it sometime next year. Like, didn't he just be like wouldn't Dooney just be a borrow but just stupid because she wouldn't just find random shit and use them as weapons? I wouldn't say I'm stupid. Okay. So to give like hindsight, to give full hindsight on this, the reason I have a sewing needle because it's what I used to escape from the witch that captured me after she turned me into a fairy. Because she was planning on eating me. And obviously, I don't think I want to just like be eaten and gone forever. So I chose to grab the sewing needle and get the hell out of Dodge. I was like, "Hi, Kit." Didn't even went savage basically. Hope you stabbed her in the eye or the tongue. Nah, I slashed her in her hand. Like I couldn't like reach her eye or anything because like I did not know how to fly yet. Because when you get turned into a fairy, it doesn't mean you automatically know how to fly. Like that kind of thing just takes time. And different and another didn't start and got Well, that's kind of a scary thought. Hans? Hi, friend. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing well, kid. Thank you for asking. I guess I'm currently in the Q&A part of my stream where people are asking like questions about my lore. Remember last month? Oh yeah, that one image. Yeah, yeah, she did eat me in a different way, huh? I, I completely forgot about that. Also, in case like you guys don't know what the witch looks like, let me give you a demonstration. Um, Give me one moment. This is the witch in question. The one responsible for turning me into a fairy is this witch. Alice Redwood, the witch of Hummingbird Grove. Hans will elaborate. I don't think I can elaborate. Like, I know you're asking Hans, but I don't think I can elaborate because it's an image that is not safe for Twitch. Not at all. I'll leave it at that. I would let her eat me. I mean, whoa, cool design. I love how I got two responses. One response was burn the witch. The other one was I would let her eat me. Just how I love her design. She reminds me of a character, but I don't know how. So she just grabs a weapon and with a slap. Okay, listen. This isn't gonna be the most. Just roll with it. It's fantasy. It's fantasy. Like I don't want to like go into the nitty gritty of just like me, just like with sword training, especially since like I never said I like did it flawlessly. I never exactly said that. I just like uh I would do things with to her. Oh my gosh. Realistically, it wouldn't make sense. I know it wouldn't make sense, but just like, or realistically, but just like, keep in mind, right? Like, I'm a tiny fairy. And although, like, I would say I'm very much real, a lot of the real world would say those, like, fairies are fictional, so just, like, I'll just leave it at that. I don't know. Maybe I will rework it a little bit if people just, like, really want me to. Um, if it really bothers them, can confirm Dooney's fairy IRL. Oh my gosh. But just moments where you just need to turn your brain on. Yeah, like, I know I'm not the best writer. I'm not the best writer. Like, there are things like there's probably gonna be some things like I don't do so well when I'm making this comic, but just like don't like, I'm trying to think of just like perfect way to say this. I don't want to stress myself out too much by making it perfect. I know I'm gonna make mistakes. It's just for future like stories, like I'll probably just like take those criticisms to heart if I agree with them. But I'm not gonna be just like just. Listen, I'm not gonna be just like obsessed with every detail and be like okay, this doesn't make any sense. This does make sense. Blah blah blah. I can help you with writing. I used to do script writing. Hmm. Okay. I wouldn't mind since I still have not uh well, okay. To give an idea, just like progress on this. I'm sorry this is such a massive rant, but just sorry, this is such a such a long rant, but just I've gone I've sketched like a good I wouldn't say a good majority since Friends Hans is doing all the comic pages, but I am doing um hang on, I'm trying to find the words. I've done mostly my share of comics, like or at least the sketch part of it. So the color with I am always open colors. Oh my gosh, I'm getting people offering me to help me with my comic. I'll I'll keep that in mind, Hunter. I'll keep that in mind because whatever can help me get through the working on this comic faster, the better. Um, payment is gonna be a bit of an issue though if you're expecting payment, but we can figure that out later. Um, let's see. No worries, that'll spit your facts. Thank you, Asri. Um, see now I forgot what I was gonna say before. Um, I have only one request for my service. Smile. Thank you. Oh no, I was offering it for free. Thank you, thank you. If you're willing to do it for free, then I am okay with that. It does help me just with affording Hans because Hans is gonna be expensive on its own. But yeah, I will definitely once I'm done with the stream, Frost, I will both give you a reference of my Wonderland outfit, and I will give you a look at the script to look over with the coloring I've done. Oh yeah, sure, sure. You can do that. I don't mind. Okay. Um. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Yeah. I love the idea of this being a collab. For sure. Like when it's done, I'll make sure to credit all of you. So yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and continue. Of course, if you have more questions, I can answer them. Don't be afraid to send me questions. I'll be the financial contributor. Oh my gosh.
Another thing to keep in mind as far as keeping yourself alive, try not to walk around.
Is that just what the next thing we're gonna raise money for? Is the comic? I'm not against that. I'm not against that, but it is funny. Oh yeah.
Mounds.
Oh, hang on. Oh yeah. By the way, Dooney, Hans gave me permission. But I forgot to ask if it's okay to have to as an asset on my desk. Yes, yes, that is absolutely okay. If you want to use my Fumo, you are absolutely inclined to use my Fumo. I don't mind. Let's see. What was I gonna say?
It's said that there are fairy mounds out there. These act as portals between the fairy world and our world. So if you walk around them a certain number of times, I think the number is 9, then you'll instantly go to the fairy world where there is no way to get back. Of course, if you manage to find yourself in the fairy world and you happen to find a fairy wife and you live happily, good for you. However, that is a place where there is no Barnes & Noble or Dave's Hot Chicken, and that is not a world that I wish to live in. So I want to stay right here, and I am not walking around any suspicious mounds. And
Yeah, that I will say fairy mounds may or may not be a thing within my lore. I will say that since that idea is still in development, but just is might be established later.
neither should you. On the opposite approach, say you're trying to attract a fairy. Fairies are really, I don't want to say turned on. Fairies really like when you make clothes for them, and if you put out milk and honey, because it's sweet. The last thing you got to keep in mind is to...
I do like playing dress up. I do like playing dress up. So yeah, I would say that fact checks out. Also, I do love milk.
Act accordingly. So. If Ramirez is inviting you later at night for dinner, or is inviting herself to take care of your kid, do not trust it, because another thing that fairies can do is replace your baby with that of something called a changeling, which is an ugly little bastard that I guess is just a fairy in itself that sort of...
Hey, dude, once a month, I also know how to make dresses for no reason. Sure, I would love some milks, and you can play dress up with me. I don't mind. Dress up would be fun. Yeah, especially since you're so tiny that, like, either making clothes probably won't be so hard, and, like, you'll probably find doll clothes and stuff like that, and just, like, it's really, really cute. I love it so much.
Acts like the cuckoo bird. The fairy puts in the changeling and you raise it instead of an actual human, thinking that it might be your kid. I don't know. Don't let your guard down. Also, you could view this as good or bad news, but my contact says that if you are the firstborn in your family, you are a prime target for fairies, so take that as you will.
So, in my family, I was the firstborn, but I also got turned to a fairy, so, like, I'm not sure that would really apply to me anymore. And we have Dewada. What is Dewada? I dress up Dooney all the time. I turn her into a boo. I made juice on high voltage. And I appreciate you dressing me up. It's actually an aura I used to have when I was young, funny enough. It was one of those first sightsee things I did. Aw, that's really cute, Haru. Oh, I am the firstborn. Basically a Philippine fairy. Actually, Hans, I have a question for you. Philippine fairies, do they lean on being evil or good, or are they in between? If you do not know this knowledge, since it, like, apparently the farther east you go, the more evil the fairy becomes. The more west you go, the more nice a fairy becomes, with European countries kind of being like that middle ground. Or at least from what I've seen. Hang on. Need to... Bam. Yeah. Ended up taking care of something that I need to take care of. Hold on. To do some quick reading. Yeah, take your time. Take your time. Fairies in Mexico just steal children? Oh no. Well, that's not good.
She also says that if any of you get in trouble, she will not bail you out. Who is my contact? Well, Kendra.
First of all, her model's really, really cute. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so for good, like, I would say a percentage of this is just, like, him just, like, interviewing this VTuber, whatnot. So we'll probably watch a good majority of it. Although it would depend, just, like, because I'm not sure how much time I have, like, in me. So, like, we might skip some of it, but we'll watch what we can.
Breton? Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, thank you for coming on. It is an absolute...
Those wings are adorable every day.
honor to have fairy
wing
royalty
creatures
here
more.
on the Yude. Can't imagine that you
know,
must...
I will say, just, like, sometimes I look at other people's, like, fairy wing designs. I look at my own, just like, mine's just basic bitch wings. I do like my wings in the way, just like I have them, but they are They're not as like pretty or elegant as the other fairies. Although there's some art pieces where it depicts me having just like more intricate wings, like I think this is an example. Give me one moment. Yeah, like a design like this. I tend to go like a lot simpler since I tend to just like focus on more simpler details with wings. So or just wasp wings. I think mine are more similar to like dragonfly wings than anything. At least how I always like interpreted them. I'm going lie, the shape is different than most. Ah, thank you. Yeah, they kind of have that like crescent moon shape to them almost. So yeah.
Be very busy with your schedule, so I can't imagine that it must be easy to come down here to us mere mortal humans to talk with us. But hey, we are glad to have you here regardless. Thank you. How are you doing?
I am good.
Dragonfly wings would have more of a grid pattern in the base. Oh yeah, like I'm not talking specifically like pattern, JT. I'm talking more so shape.
Yeah, I finished my stream today.
Perfect. So now we have all the time we need to ask questions about fairies and all sorts of info that I'm trying to find here because I'm still in my research period. But there's a lot of things that I'm just not clear on because, as you know, there's just a lot of fairies out there, and just about any culture that existed and discovered how to farm just had their own version of a fairy. So there's just so much information that I just like to be clear. So it'd be great to have you here to clarify a few things, so that way I could ask a few things to make me narrow my research, so to speak.
Gotcha.
All right, but the first thing that I want to ask about you is your lore. You gave me some spark notes on the Leonon Side. Nailed it. Yeah.
No.
Oh, did I?
Leanne and she.
I rehearsed that for like 5 minutes before coming on here. You're telling me I didn't get it right?
No.
Oh yeah, get used to this by the way.
Leon and she.
Leon Chi.
Okay,
Wait,
well there's
no, wait,
there's
hold
the
on.
first
I
thing
think
that
it-
I didn't.
Leon Anchi. Leon Anchi. Leon Oshi. Leon Oshi. Hold on.
Rehearsed that for like 5 minutes before coming on here. You're telling me I didn't get it right?
No. Leon and she.
Leon Oshi. Okay.
Okay, well there's the first thing that I didn't understand. So if you could tell me a little bit more about yourself, where you hail from, the location of your origin, that would be great.
Well, originally, my family is from Ireland. Originally, thanks
I like
to
her accent.
my great ancestors. So yeah, and I am also a Leanne and she. So yeah. And I'm 328 years old.
Your kingdom. I understand that you abjugated your throne. So,
Yes, I did.
is that just you got tired of being a part of a monarchy and you just wanted to live your own life? Or what was going on there?
I ran away from home mostly because I was bullied severely by my own kind because I didn't want to drink the blood of humans that were supposed to, give us
Let's see, the Leon Sidhe are known to take human partners, give them artistic inspiration in exchange for blood and affection. The human eventually goes nuts and dies in the process. God. So, Leon and... Oh my god. Leon Sidhe are essentially just fairy vampires. Drinks what? Oh, damn. Yeah. Want to add 5 more grades to there?
their love and devotion in exchange for the arts and stuff. No, I did not want to do that, so I left.
Understandable.
That's very
I wanted
admirable
to
of
leave.
you. I appreciate
Yeah.
on behalf of humans, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But if
Well,
you're
I
not,
didn't.
yeah, isn't that your life force though? Like, isn't that something that you try
Or
to
am I
do
right,
to keep
everybody?
yourself?
Yeah, don't expect to like everything that's said here to just like be like reflected in my lore. I happen to just like taking my own liberties with how like fairies in my world work. Like I am taking inspiration here and there. Okay, so like this is something that does happen. Yada yada yada. Okay, so fairies in the Philippines are complicated. Firstly, their appearance is just like that of human and human size as well. And they're beautiful and seamlessly ageless humanoids, but their appearance is often changed based on the region you're in the Philippines. They live in large trees and are seen as guardian spirits of nature that can either bring blessings or curses. Okay.
Alive, or how do you sustain yourselves?
I go to a blood bank now. I get my blood from
The
blood
best way to
bank.
create a good lore is taken from
sounds
multiple
illegal.
places. It's what I'm
Where do
doing
you
with
get
my
your
own
No,
lore.
it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Plus, I mean, the sweet fairies offer it to me from time to time.
Okay, I guess that's nice.
My community offers it to me. I mean, willingly. Unlike, I ain't using my power to, like, give them art and inspiration. Nah, they do that themselves. They can do that themselves. I don't do that. Nah.
I am curious about your powers. What is it that you, as a fairy, what powers do you hold?
I can help plants grow. I can talk to animals.
So that is something that like isn't really just like doesn't really get brought up a lot, but like I don't think I've powers with plants like as far as I can tell. Um, but I can talk to animals. It was quite surprising like when I could understand like bugs and stuff like that. When I first turned into a fairy. My lore vague and simple, just a guy who got shrunk to vague. That is fair. That is fair. But yeah, I can talk to animals, fun fact.
I also can, give men artistic inspiration as well as help them garner fame and fortune.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, yeah. And I also can make a mean pie.
What kind of pie?
Any kind. Lemon, chocolate, banana cream pie, whatever.
A weird question that I had in the back of my mind just like an hour beforehand was, has,
Why you gonna talk to me? Oh my
Leonon
god.
Sade. Is that the name? Did I get it right? Leonon Shi. Have they ever tried to seduce like a celebrity that you know of? Like, does that ever happen, or do you guys try to keep a low profile and not do something like that?
Let me call Johnny Depp. I'll ask him.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, because like they have people like that. They have hundreds of thousands of fans, right? It's hard to believe that if like not one fairy at least tried to, either improve their arts or like suck their blood or something, or maybe it's just hidden from the media. I don't know, but it just feels like something that happens.
You'll never know. Maybe we did. Maybe we didn't. I'll never tell. I literally probably can't. My family will probably hunt me down.
What would you say is the ratio between fairies that are nice and like fairies that are not quite as nice?
Depends on the court. You have the Unseelie court, which is the race of the dark fairies that harm humans, and then you have the Seelie court, which is the good fae.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing else I found. Apparently, I don't know why this is, but a lot of fairy legends from the Americas, like the native traditions and say early American ones, fairies are used as good, like they're guides. They're actually okay. Whereas in the Far East, say Asia and like Eastern Russia, the polar opposite. They suck your blood. They try to like lure you into a lake and drown you. Whereas in the middle, like right in the middle, you have the European fairies. France, Germany, England, Scotland, like where you're from.
That's a high tiny you. Let's see. I still need to construct my portfolio I started years ago and never got back to working it. cause self-doubt though. It reminds me of another thing I need to finish on this side. Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Like inspiration kind of comes and goes. Like sometimes he'll be working on it. Sometimes he'll just like, I'm not so sure about it. They'll just like put it down. Then later, just like, you know what? I'm saying that pick this up again. That happens with me.
as well. That's like
Ireland.
the Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
They're like the middle ground. So you have a mix of fairies that are really good and really bad. So that's that's where you guys are, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't get me wrong, Banshee's scary as fuck, but they're actually supposed to be the spirits of women who were hired to wail at someone's funeral.
What?
So, yeah, they are called keening women. They were supposed to cry and wail for the rich families. So, I'm just like, not gonna lie, I think one of them was my cousin.
Oh my gosh.
I think one of them was my cousin.
I mean, an interesting line of business, but you do what you got to do, I guess. Like, I won't shame. That's just.
I mean, they were supposed to signal death.
Yeah. No, what banshees are supposed to signal death? Because I don't know a lot about them. I just now figured out that they are one of the fairy kind. Because a lot of fairies actually fall under that umbrella. Because fairies, the term fairies was just used as a blanket term, I find, to describe a whole lot of stuff that just wasn't human. Not just like the small pixies like Tinkerbell, but anything from leprechauns, I think, were technically fairies. Goblins.
They are fairy.
That does not make sense. They are fairy, I guess.
Anything ancient, anything that's not considered human are fae folk.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, just like anything, just like I would just like use the term more so just fae or fae folk, rather than just fairy, just to keep things easier.
Fae folk. How much do you know about them? Because I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, do you know anything about the Fae folk? Are they just the original Irelanders, or?
They are basically the Airshi, the children of the mound.
Oh, that's actually another thing that I recently figured out. So apparently, as far as fairy origins go, let me see if I've written this down at all. It's connections with the fairy world. That's what it is. Because apparently there are mounds, or there are natural locations that are said to be portals to the fairy world between, like, the human world and the fairy world. Do you know of any of those offhand? Like, do you know they exist? Of course, you don't have to tell me where they are, because I don't want to do any discovery myself, but...
Maybe in the upper highlands of Ireland and Scotland. But I can't tell you, because then otherwise... we would probably have to teleport you. Are you the firstborn?
Yes. What does that mean?
Sorry, you may have to be transported. That is another thing. Fairies take the firstborn child.
Did I say firstborn? I meant worst. I meant to say worstborn. Yeah, that's what I am. I am not of.
Honestly, this gave me such a good idea to make a series searching about fantasy creatures and such. It would fit the explorer vibe. Oh, that would be cute. Just like a little tiny Haru like going on just like adventures and whatnot to basically journal the many like fantasy creatures they find. That would be cute. Let's see. Well, at least we don't live in a world where the monsters are real. You have to oh my god. The I'm so sorry if I mispronounce this. Monster that can detach the upper and sprout wings to fly and search for prey at sight. Aswang, basically vampires that eat flesh and not just suck blood. Basically like a zombie vampire hybrid, but still have some cognitive abilities. One version of them preys on pregnant women and sucks out the unborn children from them when sleeping at night using a long tube. Jesus Christ. Capre, mischievous dark-skinned giants that lives on trees and like smokes cigars. If you're in the forest and smell a strong scent of tobacco, might mean that one is near. Wow. Wow, that is crazy.
Of great class. I'm like the worst runt of the litter, so you don't want me. I don't taste very good. My blood sucks, and yeah, don't go for me.
Why would you? Why do people assume we would eat you? For all you know, you could be living a life of luxury with a hot wife.
That would be ideal, but I have done so much research on monster girls over the past year that 9 times out of 10, I know that if I interact with someone, I am being eaten. So I am not going to flip that coin. That is a game of Russian roulette that I am not playing.
You want to play Russian roulette?
With the land on Shide? God, what Shide? Is that what it is?
Trying.
No, absolutely not. I will not.
Just say fairy lover. Just say fairy lover.
With fairy lovers? Probably not.
Yeah.
That is not.
Yeah,
something...
that is literally what Leanne and she means. It's fairy lover in Irish Gaelic.
Yeah. So in addition to being very hard to pronounce, life with fairies.
I don't think it's that hard to pronounce. Like Leonshi.
Maybe I'd be willing to give it a shot if I have an exit button, like if I'm able to leave. Because the other thing about these fairy mounds that I found is that once you enter, a lot of the time...
One scene was so graphic that was about that one. Oh, Jesus!
You are not allowed to come back out. Like, you are stuck in the fairy world. You can't leave.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay, yeah, good.
Yes.
So, probably shouldn't search that thing. And anybody watching, you shouldn't go after these things either. Although, if you want to... According to legend, if you walk around one of these mounds like 9 times, then you get transported to the fairy world. If you want to, but I do not recommend it.
Yeah.
There.
Yes.
What was that?
Yeah, don't do it. Unless you want to, like, get your blood sucked.
You say that. That's definitely a turn on for, like, most people. It's just...
Ask my chat. Some of them like it.
So you have sucked their blood. Blood bank my ass. I knew it.
Oh, Danny, thank you so much for the raid of 5. What are you playing? Hi. Let me give you a shout out. Shout out to my lovely friend, Catbox Danny. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid.
Oh.
Hi, Agar. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well.
You know, since becoming a part of the human world, is there anything that's
Let's have a comfy day, events around games. Hope you're having. I'm having a pretty good day. I'm having a lot of fun discussing like my lore with my chat while we're watching this. You know, I may or may not have gotten a few volunteers to help me with the comics, so that's really promising. We're learning a lot of dark shit about FaZe right now. There's also that, yeah.
Been you know, what's the best thing that you've encountered in the human world? Like something where you just think, yeah, you know, there's no way I could have gotten this back home where I'm from. No, this is pretty cool.
Video games. Video games. Video games.
Yeah, part of the stuff that you stream, right? Is there anything else that you do on stream, or is it mostly just games? Because I also know you sing
Diamond
for a
art.
bit.
Diamond art. I like doing the diamond art. I like drawing. I like pulling TCG. I love doing Pokemon, Magic the Gathering TCG, and the VTuber cards, like V Royale made by Lucius Merriweather, as well as and I do want to get into V Card, which is the one that's endorsed by Shy Lily.
What else was there? Is there? Oh, right, music. I wanted to ask about that. Was our music kind of outlandish and foreign to begin with, or did you just kind of click to it real well? Because I'm not sure what music was like back in your homeland. I imagine. Forgive me for being racist, but harpsichords and harpsichords and.
Oh, we didn't have that. We had banjos and violins. I mean, just so you guys know, you can thank the Irish for all your music of today, because rock and roll, metal, pop, hip hop, all of that, like, they all have the origins in Ireland and make them mixed in with like other cultures.
Rock and roll came from Ireland.
Originally, yes. Faye Papa, my dad, Faye Papa, is a big music lover, and yes, he watches your human documentaries, and yes, all music had rock and roll, metal, those sounds all came from Ireland originally. Yes.
Well, that's pretty cool. Like my interpretation of rock, I guess, goes as far back as the 50s with Beatlemania, so I didn't think that it came from Ireland, but now that I say it out loud, it kind of makes sense.
Oh yeah, no. Ireland is like a lot of stuff, and like people like just think that we're just potato lovers.
We've talked a lot about good stuff about humans. Is there anything that's bugged you about humans? Like anything where you're like, you know, you humans are pretty cool, but
I'm pretty sure rock and roll started from American black people. I'm not entirely sure. I've never looked into the research of like rock and roll, so I wouldn't know. I think it's entirely possible. It might be possible, but just like I'll have to look into that.
there's one aspect where you guys absolutely suck.
You know what? Same here,
Is there anything
Ashley.
like that?
Same here.
Guys always ask, "Can I fly?" Do you not see these things on my back?
Well, yeah, well, okay, all right.
100%
in
for
their defense,
decoration.
ostriches have wings, they can't fly. Penguins have flaps, they can't fly. So maybe
They use those to swim. Ostriches actually do fly.
They do not.
No,
they run.
ostriches cannot fly.
Yeah, they
That's
do.
why they have. They're too heavy for that. I have never seen an ostrich fly.
They use them to glide. Use them to glide.
Gliding is
Yeah, gliding is not
not
flying.
flying. That's falling with style. I've seen Toy Story. I know what that is.
Destroy Toy Story. I will melt Buzz Lightyear with a freaking
Jesus
magnifying
Christ!
glass.
With a
Yeah,
magnifying
go ahead. It's not going to.
That just makes me think of that one Billy Mandy episode where just like, you know, Billy's just like tiny with his toys. They go outside and I'm pretty sure it's Mandy, decides to melt one of the toys with the magnifying glass under the sun. God.
It's not going to convince me otherwise. Ostriches don't fly. You know what else doesn't fly? God, what's another bird?
Snakes.
What's another bird that yeah, snakes. They don't have wings, but you're right. They absolutely don't fly.
But they climb trees and they do jump.
That doesn't mean that they fly. But no, that's
They're squirrels.
squirrels. They have the sugar gliders. They have like their weird squirrel suits, so I kind of give them a pass. Or, no, actually no, they don't fly. You're right. They glide. That's what it is. So, in defense of
I
whoever
found
was,
but the one I watched was a hut near a forest and not in a neighborhood. Ah, okay.
asking you. I
I'm
forgot
probably
what the
only gonna be
original thing was.
watching this
But in defense of
video.
whoever
I'm probably only gonna be watching this video since you know, this video alone is gonna be taking up the entire stream.
was asking you, it is completely possible for you to have wings and not fly.
I fly. The only time I can't is when they're wet.
Anything else?
That is kind of a thing for me too. Just like if my wings do get wet, I cannot fly. I feel like that makes sense. So if you want a tiny Dooney that cannot fly, just get my wings wet, and you'll basically have me cornered. Just want to chat to see. Yeah, fair. Also, water tends to wash off the fairy dust off of me, so if you want my fairy dust to be gone, I guess that's another weakness. Wait a minute, why am I telling you my weaknesses? That's an awful idea. Get Dooney wet. Okay. Oh my God, God damn it! Dodge a vocal point there. I was saying, just like, wait, no, I should rephrase this quickly before people notice. God damn it.
It's like, for one, like in my case, one thing I really don't like about humans, modern art. I don't like it. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like
so much.
modern art. Literally, there are some people that just take bikes and weld them together and then paint it and they call it art. I'm like, that's not art.
Oh,
That's just you welding bikes together.
Yeah, I mean that's I can be okay with that because at least there's some effort to it. The ones that I really hate are like
No, if you say
stamping a
dry after-
rectangle on a blank
Oh my
canvas
God,
and saying
Asri.
that's millions of dollars. What really grinded my gears was, I don't know if you recall, but a few years ago or maybe recently, somebody had that banana duct taped to a canvas that was millions of dollars, and some dude just like grabbed the banana and took a bite out of it. Now that is art.
No, that's just a statement piece saying this isn't art, this is food.
Yes, and that is art. I will stand fully behind that. Like there's some modern art that I think is okay. So in 1911, when it first took off, you had Duchamp's urinal, right? Because I think his thing was he wanted to show anything could be art, so he literally just grabbed a urinal, put his name on it. For some reason, that clicks with me. But circle on a canvas, that doesn't. That just feels it's lazy.
I prefer
There's not a lot of
Banksy.
effort to it.
I prefer Banksy, the vandalist artist that literally will go around and go to controversial landscapes, like the wall, the big wall that separates Palestine and Israel.
Yeah.
He painted on it.
Wait, you can. Wait,
He did.
you're not allowed to do that, right? Or am I-
He didn't get caught. Nobody knows who Banksy is. That's the thing. Like somehow, some way, they just come and they vandalize certain places with political statements. It was a little girl with balloons trying to get over the wall.
Wait, you're kidding? Does this guy like he's a repeat offender? Like he keeps going with this?
Yeah, and he's never gotten caught.
No way. All right, hold on. Where's a pen? I gotta write that one down. That actually kind of interests me. Give me a second.
And then, yeah.
Find my headphones.
And then there was one time they tried to sell his artwork at a gallery, but he came up with a way. As soon as it sold, it was destroyed because he put a paper shredder in the canvas, and as soon as it got sold, it went.
Oh my god! I think I read about that. I think I saw that.
That's the one. That's Banksy.
Oh, but that is so smart.
That is my favorite artist.
Is there anything about humanity that you just don't understand, or like something we do that you just don't get, that you just think we're weird for? Maybe I could try to explain it to a degree.
Possibly the whole like
Like war, furry conventions, that kind of thing.
why do you guys like, I don't know, go to college?
Why do we go to
Base
college?
question. Why do you? Well, okay. I understand that, like, you know, people want like those like job degrees and whatnot, and like I can understand that. I'm of the opinion that like college isn't for everyone. It's not for me. So, yeah.
Good question. I want to say that a lot of it is because
Actually,
we grew up.
I'm gonna take this moment to go take a little bit of a break. So I will be right back, everyone. After these messages. One in the hallway.
Has this gigantic bag of weed.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right then.
Listen, the drinks
Don't worry
have to be
about-
compensated somehow. We gotta do something to pass the time.
Yeah.
Well, we just stole it. We just stole their weed.
I took a little bit.
No, you took it. Look
No,
up
I
online.
can't. I took a little bit.
How much weed is. No, look up online how much that is, and you'll be like, holy crap. Okay, I took like a huge bag, like a
I
full-size bag
took
of weed.
A little bit. I don't know the measurements, so I'm taking a little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay, a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a little bit. Like, I don't know, 1 gram. Let's go with
Guess who's back?
Oh, god damn it.
Your annoying fairy companion, Deku. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Listen. Listen.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! What? What the?
sorry, I just had to check down there. I had to check down there for something. Don't mind me. Don't mind me.
Somebody clip that.
I am so lost. I'm soon now. No, she's oh, no! No! I can save myself. No! Help! Help! No! No! Damn you, keyboard controls. Not saved too many times. So what do you have to say?
Hey.
So you thought to come here too.
What?
So
If you think about what Byakuya was so interested in yesterday, you can probably guess where he is right now, right?
What it was Bakio was interested in again?
Alright, so based on that, can you take a guess on where he might be?
Oh, he's probably dead. I can feel it coming.
Oh, he might, Hey Renee, where do you think he is? Oh, he's probably dead, Jim. He's probably dead. This is the funniest stream of Danganronpa YouTube I've done. Thank you. Hang on. I can fix this. I know I can't fix this.
Diagnostic warning. Paradox prevention protocols may not be implemented.
I don't think that's fixing it.
I don't think it's supposed to happen that way.
Well, they said create a paradox, and you.
Can you go to the bathroom by yourself?
That's a loaded question. Oh. He was talking to Naruto, okay? I thought he was talking to me. Maybe, actually. We might be okay. we do this very, very carefully. Just doing this. Well, fuck you, Tails! Tails, why? Like, nice. I am back. I'm making sure to not keep the desktop audio muted this time because that was a mistake last time. But I've returned. Also, yay! Yay, Frost! I'm so happy for you and Indiums. And I need to tease my friend Arya. Wait, yeah. Just as so let me change back into the outfit. Just gonna work. Alright, Hans, thank you for the lurk. Alright, let's get back into it.
On the whole idea of college life being the thing that we have to attain. Like, a lot of people are probably they just believe that it's something that's going to get them into a particular field or a job, which, you know, to some degree it does. But a lot of human media and entertainment is about eventually getting up to that point where you have to take this pilgrimage to go to a college. So I think that's what it is, despite the cost. And also, you just have generations of humans that have just done the same thing for years. So that's probably why they just haven't broken through that loop.
I was born in 1600s. They didn't even have colleges. Some people didn't even go.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, back in the 1600s, you didn't have people that went to college because it's just you had work to do at home, and you could have like easily sustained yourself on that. Meanwhile, like, I guess in today, college is just the thing that's been sold as that thing that will get you to a higher standard of living. But yeah, that's what I think.
I went to your all's colleges. I call it fairy college, but I'm just like, no, it's a cover. It's a cover. I went to your all's human colleges.
Oh yeah, how'd you like one of those?
I liked the classes and stuff,
Oh,
but I've learned something.
Oh, hang on.
The papers.
Welcome to the stream, 6016. Hope you're having a great I am having a good stream so far. Thank you so much. Also, welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy your stay here.
Those diplomas you all get, it's just telling me I learned this. It doesn't get me a job.
It does not. It's all a part of the joke. 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And this means nothing. I throw my diploma on the ground.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with having one. Like, at the very least, what I love about college and why I think that people should still go, it teaches you how to be a person. Like me, for example.
True.
I coming out of high school, I was a really obnoxious piece of shit. Like, I was, imagine Chunibyo from Love Chunibyo, Other Delusions, but taken to the cringiest, I want to say edgiest level. But it wasn't until
I was gonna think of Bakugo back there.
No, not even Bakugo. Like, Bakugo is cool.
It was cool. So obviously, I dropped out of high school, so, like, I'm not sure if this would really apply to me, per se. I do know what he's getting at, though. I do, like, with, college being just, like, a different ballgame than high school and whatnot. For me, just, like, I would say, And I think I've told this before, but I think just like the game changer for me was when I got homeschooled when I was in middle school because I was getting bullied a lot and whatnot, and I used to be this really hyperactive kid, super hyperactive. Like I would run everywhere. Um, and I already like explained before that like I had behavior issues back then. Um, when I got like homeschooled, um, it just kind of became like I really really changed when I became homeschooled because like I was not interacting with other kids as much. So like I became a lot more quiet, a lot more reserved. Um, I stopped speaking as much. Um, yeah, whether or not that was a good thing or bad thing, um, that is debatable. But I definitely became a lot more quiet. Um, and when I went to high school, um, I like when I went to public high school, I was definitely like that quiet kid. I would not talk all that much. Um, and one kid from my elementary school days, who was in high school, he noticed me and just like, oh hey, that's Dooney. I like, man, what happened to you? You used to be just like so hyperactive. And I'm just like, I I didn't say anything because it's quiet, but uh, getting bullied will do that to you. At least I feel it would change you for the worst. Like, maybe not for the worst, but just like it would definitely just like change you. I feel because it did change me. And while I can say that, like like I do like me being quiet and reserved, my just like been better for me. I probably should not have gone bullied in order for that to happen. Um, I'm not saying that like, oh, I was the most mature kid in high school. Most likely, I wasn't. Like, I was still going through my own things. I was like going through a little bit of a rebellious teenager phase. There was one time I was being really shitty to my family for no reason. Um, so that was fun. Um, I think just like, I mean, really, I think what really, really changed things for me was leaving my parents' home to go with my girlfriend. I think that is one of the happiest decisions I've ever made. Because now I feel like I can really just like be myself without feeling like I'm being judged for me being the butt of people's jokes, or the person always picked last, or I don't know, it was just not pleasant. I'm sorry, Azri.
I was more along the lines of, God. I don't know what character I can compare him to, but imagine like a really annoying, edgy piece of shit. I was that.
Mhm.
But after going to Bakugo's cool. Bakugo, you did not just insult Bakugo.
I did. I prefer Dobby.
You're kidding. He's funny. He is funny. He makes fun of Deku in a funny way. I love how he shouts, and he's got an attractive mom.
Okay, his mom is hot. Not gonna lie, but he could still do without being a dick to poor Deku.
Yeah, but he bites it. Like he eventually, I don't want to say he changes, but like he
dies.
Wait, he does? Wait, what?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. No.
How do I know you're not trying to cover your...
Man. Another thing, just like us fairy tricksters do, we will spoil things for you.
Tracks. Oh my god. Hold on, I gotta I gotta. Oh my god. No. No. Not my bitch boy. Not my guy. Please. What was I talking about? Fuck, college? Yeah, I'm learning how to be a person. So it wasn't until after I went to college and I actually found some really good friends that they called me out on my bullshit. And we actually ended up connecting over anime. And so we all just had our watch nights. And from there, I became
the way he
a
does.
better person.
Oh my god.
And I figured out how this whole human thing works. So if I recommend college for anything, I think that it's cool for that. High school is not a place for it because it's just in the same school you got people trying to eat Tide Pods, right? Like it's not a role model place, but college is a better place to learn that sort of thing.
I have seen the movies. And your all's high schools. They suck.
Yeah, no, go ahead. If you have something to say about high schools and you don't like it, I can cut it out later. So go ahead, go unhinged.
Nah,
I won't stop you.
They disappoint me. That's all I'm gonna say. They disappoint me.
So another thing that I'm gonna need your help on is hypotheticals, because at this point in my video, what I usually do is I make up hypotheticals of what would happen if, in this case, fairies were they spawned in as a new species in our world, or at least they came out of hiding, we'll say, because, you know, for devil's advocate, they've always been around us. You have always been here, at the very least. So they've come out of hiding. The world says, hey, you don't have to, you exist now. So my question is to you, where do you think they'd all be moving to? If fairies just suddenly started existing, where would be like the #1 destination for every fairy, or for all fairies?
I would say the forests of like different places. Like in Germany, for example, they would go to Schwarzwald, which is the Black Forest in Germany. For probably some of the other ones, either Yosemite or maybe where, you know, those people that ate each other on the Oregon Trail.
I
mean,
He's not wrong, just schools were not doing it for me. And don't get me started on seeing AKA COVID at its worst, so we didn't even get a proper graduation. Oh, jeez. Yeah, like... Yeah, just like, school was never a good place for me, honestly. It never really was. Like, even when I got back to high school, like, it still kind of sucked.
Well, some of them gotta live in the forest. Otherwise, some of the Leanne and she were probably gonna go hunting for young widowers at, like, I don't know, like a bar or something.
Oh yeah, they'll just like I'll probably find a whole bunch of those working at Soapland in Japan, or like the red light district in the Netherlands for sure.
Possibly.
Where else? Like I was curious about fairies moving into the woods, because like there's more than just, you know, just the woods out there. There's hawks and stuff. So like the littler fairies for sure, they'd have it the worst. Then again, they've been living for thousands of years, so I guess they figured out how to avoid that sort of thing. I don't know.
Well, technically, like the hawks would probably be their mounts.
Right. Oh, I forgot. They could probably domesticate them.
Yeah. Yeah, another interesting thing, just like the first time I got turned into a fairy, I had to survive in the forest on my own. For about, I want to say, a week. It was pretty terrifying. I had to just like, and keep in mind, I can't fly yet, right? Like, I had to like go through like, rivers on like a leaf boat, but the rivers were just like kind of like streams of water from the rain. I was like, hi Stella, hope you're doing well. I had to avoid getting eaten by hawks and spiders. And then there was the goblin incident. We don't talk about the goblin incident. Stella. Goblin? Yeah, Goblin incident. We don't talk about the Goblin incident.
Use them as
Yeah.
use
Bombard
them as
you
instruments for
all with
survival.
like hawks.
Do you think that governments would try
Thank
to
you for the
sanction
gift
that at all?
sub, Stella.
Because there's no way that, like, say the American government, right? You just had fairies living in Yosemite or in Yellowstone. There's no way that they'd be okay with fairies using the local flora and fauna just for their national park, and especially they'd want to use it for military purposes, I imagine.
What if the fairies were part of the government?
I said this before to Trixie, but the idea of fairy spies are really, really cute. A fairy spy would be so adorable.
You broke my mind with birds once. Birds are fake. They're all instruments of the government, but not fairies. You cannot have them. I will not allow
You never
it.
know. You never know. Maybe fairies are part of the government. I say.
This entire
Illuminati
time. What would the
Illuminati
government... Okay, if that were true, what would the government use fairies for? What do you think would be, like, espionage?
Gold sourcing, espionage.
Definitely
yes.
espionage.
Diplomatic ties.
Okay, you're gonna have to go further on that one. Diplomatic ties? For what
Yeah,
purpose?
because other countries have fairies too. They could also be part of those governments.
I mean, that...
Like, you know, in China, there's called Wat Bao. Wat Bao.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily translate to, like, Xi Jinping finally falling in line, because... Look, man, Winnie the Pooh is not going to fall for the U.S. government.
Do you need a spy cat suit? Asri! I'd have answers to that, but that would be me diving into the unholy words and find all that. Oh yeah, Asri? And what are these unholy words you speak of? Surely you wouldn't mutter them in my Christian fairy stream, because as we all know, like, fairies are accepted in Christianity.
Just because the fairies were the ones that were able to broker peace. At least I don't imagine that being
Damn.
the case. Yeah, so what? If China wants to hunt me down, so be it. But I just don't see that one happening.
Alright.
In some cases, I can imagine...
a fairy spy.
A fairy spy would be adorable.
No, spies, definitely. Gold, for sure.
Okay, what about, like, getting weaponry?
Okay, first or for the government, not for what Frost said? Secondly, you mean DMs later? I went out for a second when I meant, nothing much though. We're just talking about, like, fairies and, like, working for the government, you know, being fairy spies.
Magical weaponry.
Magical weaponry. What weapons would a fairy have that, say, a nuclear bomb can't do?
Magical missiles.
What would they do? What does a magical missile entail?
Possibly, like, turning everyone in the land into geese. Or transporting them to another world.
Ooh, the isekai bomb.
The isekai bomb.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I can see that. In my mind, what I went to
also,
was,
turning everyone into, like, different animals also sounds fun.
Because another thing about fairies that I'm not sure of, and you can answer this for me, do fairies, are they allergic to metal and iron and steel?
Depends on the storytelling. Some are, some aren't, because I know that some people are like, but wait, blood has iron. I'm like, I'm one of the fairies that is immune to iron.
Yeah, and yeah, because what I was thinking there was that like if you wanted to create a bomb or a missile or something, you need metal. But if you could somehow create a missile of wood and sticks, nature, who knows what else? I guess it's off radar. I don't know.
Well, mostly iron. It's just iron, and some of the stuff is that they use is steel.
Also, I think it was you, Frost. I think you asked me earlier what my favorite fairy Pokemon would be. I would say Tinkerton. Tinkerton is my favorite fairy Pokemon. Because I think it was you, or it might have been someone else, but yeah, Tinkerton's my favorite fairy Pokemon. Love Tinkerton.
Yeah. Why is that, by the way? Why is it that fairies don't like...
There's two different current working side of my brain right now. I would say things, but I would be getting too fat with what I shall say. The other side is the usual, no, these thoughts are pure or in the Bible. I'm getting you Tinkerton. Aww.
Iron, is it just like man-made, or is it something else?
Man-made.
Yeah, in that regard, I guess there won't be a lot of fairies moving into cities. Because I was thinking maybe some would. I can sort of see them living in high rises.
Concrete, mostly. A lot of the stuff in the city is made of concrete and mostly steel rebar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another thing that people were asking in the comment section.
Your
a
emotes are
question
so
that
cute, so...
I unfortunately can't ask later because you are of human size. The Shide. Is that what it is? The Shide? Did I get it?
Just say fairy lover.
The fairy lover.
Easier.
What you are. You are of human size. You're not pint sized. You are of a regular size.
I am normal size.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so that makes me different from me and her. Just like I am of pint size. Normally. Ignore the fact I'm so huge right now, but just like usually I'm like 5 inches tall, so.
A lot of people were asking about the housing market for some reason. About fairies living in a smaller space, so I guess it's cheaper living for them. Not to mention food, because one loaf of bread could probably last you just weeks on end, provided it doesn't mold and you know what you're doing.
Well, pixies, yes. Like the little one in my arms here, yes. Me, no. It would only last me like a day, because I eat it all. Smaller fairies, the housing market would be easier for them. For us, some of them would take to the woods and use trees, like hollow out some of the trees so they don't hurt the tree. Others, we would probably just buy houses. It depends on what some of us feel.
Yeah, I always imagined maybe suburbia would be the best spot, because it's just imagine walking into your local suburban coffee shop and you just see a fairy working there. Just they have that kind of aesthetic. Not too not too close to the city, but not too far away from the woods.
Or they would build around a tree, just to make it like a little nice, you know.
Yeah.
Like you would see in like Final Fantasy 14. There's gonna be fairies that adapt. Like I said, some fairies will work at like hostess bars or bars as, you know, bartenders. Some of them will probably sell clothing. Some will probably work in, like, I don't know, like steel work and everything like that. Some of them, like goblins, for example, they will probably work in the banks. Welcome to Gringotts. Others would probably just be like, you know, actresses and everything else. You don't know. Look at Kate Blanchett. You cannot tell me she is not a fairy. That woman doesn't even look a day over her age. She has some kind of like, she's like probably got like a miracle cream.